Join me for this walkthrough of the Disney Grand Floridian Villas. I did this once before, but it was about 10 years ago, and it was also at night, and I didn't do the entire hotel grounds. So I figured on my last trip here, a decade later, it would be a good time to take a walk around in the daytime and share that with everybody. I do apologize though, the camera's audio totally stopped working, and I did not notice. So there's actually no ambient sounds that you'll be hearing as I go through this walkthrough. However, I will be sure to give commentary as we take a walk through the grounds. There you can see just how close the monorail system is to the Grand Floridian and the villas. Here we can see our information area for the wedding chapel that is on the grounds of this particular location as well. Last time I was here, I did not actually walk towards the wedding venue. So this time I figured instead of going left to right, I would start over on the right because not many people go this way and I did not see anything last time I was here. So I'm just going to let you soak this in. Perhaps I will find some music track to dub under this so that it's not just me talking the entire time. However, as we continue to move past the wedding pavilion here, you will see off in the distance the construction for the DVC at the Polynesian, as I'm pointing out right there, as we make our way towards the water. You're given a choice as to, one, go left and you can continue walking around the villa's ground, or to the right as you see me, I am approaching the actual wedding chapel. Now here, I'm going to show you more of the construction over to the right, and then pan back after my friends there left, only to find out that the wedding chapel itself, one, while it's on the lake, you cannot actually access it unless you are having a wedding here. Here you can see I'm going to zoom in on the informational panel. Feel free to scan that QR code if you want some extra information. But those gates remain closed unless you are officially hosting a wedding. I can see why this would be a very desirable location because, one, you're out in the water. You have a great view of the Magic Kingdom castle, and if your wedding goes into the evening, you will also be able to see fireworks and have the lovely lights on the castle as part of your backdrop. But here we're going to come back towards the fountain and information center, and then we're going to take our walk to the right so that we go behind the villas, giving you an idea of what all the hotel rooms and buildings look like for this particular hotel location. And here we go, monorail going by yet again. So if you like monorails, this location will be very good for you because they frequent quite often and you'll be able to see them. And here we go, we're going to walk down towards the actual hotel buildings. If you're interested in the stay that I had when I was here, I will have a card in the upper right-hand corner and a link at the end of this video that you can click on to see how close I was to the monorail from my particular room. Here you can see I did come in February, so not everything was in full bloom. However, things were starting to, and the pollen was kicking up. But you cannot beat this view of the Grand Floridian and the villas. And that is, to the right, a utility road that guests are not expected to go down. As we continue to work our way down this path, you will see some of the cast members working. I do try and keep them out of the videos because, well, I'm at my job. I don't particularly care for people filming me. So I try to extend them that courtesy where I can. Now, coming up to the left, I did try and keep out of the shot, but there was an open door there where you could see kind of where the laundry was kept for this particular building. And we're just going to keep walking because at the junction of this pathway, you can get a nice view of the lagoon, of the Lagoon Lake, and the wedding chapel right there. So sorry for the lens flare, but that was a very nice picture spot that I decided to turn off my camera and actually take a picture of. Here you can see other access to the buildings of the villas at the Grand Floridian, and we're just going to keep walking our way down here. This is about where I was last time I came here. I came to about the end of the rock juttings there, but did not make it this far. And again, this is in the daytime, so it's very nice. You did see some construction equipment. Again, when I was here, they were doing updates to the buildings themselves. In fact, the Grand Floridian proper had some blue tarps, And here we go. Different view of the Polynesian and the lake here. And while I do realize that not having any audio is a bit of a disappointment, I will say that it was extraordinarily windy when we were here, as you could see from the palm trees. So perhaps not having my microphones blown out by the wind was beneficial. Not as good for the ambiance, but hopefully saves you guys and myself watching this later a lot of wind noise. As we round this corner, you can see the Grand Floridian proper in the distance. But realistically, the way that these hotels are laid out is you can flow right from the villas over to the Grand Floridian proper without actually having to walk past something. It's just one transition right into the next hotel. So if you're not paying attention, you might not actually realize that you've left the villas grounds and have moved to the Floridian proper. What we're doing now is we're walking towards the pool for the villas. And then over on the right, you can see the water access, which as we get closer to the pool has kind of been cut off. Last time I was here, they did not have as many rocks preventing people from accessing the water. It was just sand and then straight to the water. But here we could see there actually is a rope around the sandy beach portion now and a gate around the pool itself, which also was not here last time I was here. And then giving you another view of the Floridian proper and a little bit of the lounging area for the villas, as well as your pool entrance. And that rock jutting out from the right-hand side is disguising the slide for this particular pool. And it is a zero entry pool, so you can just slowly walk your way in and get up to about 5 feet. Here is the, what I call back of the villas, but realistically it's the side. However, every morning, my party and myself would come under this little pathway here to catch the monorail to the Magic Kingdom. One of the benefits of this particular hotel is you are actually one monorail stop away from the Magic Kingdom. And the fact that this is a covered walkway also is nice in the rain or heat. And you can see there's a little fountain access there, which is rather nice. My mother-in-law had a room that overlooked it, which is what she generally gets when she's here. And then here, if you want a map of the villas as well as Grand Floridian proper, you can pause the video there and take a look. If not, what we're going to do is I'm going to continue walking to the front of the hotel just to give you the full circle loop as to what this looks like. And there you can see there is the monorail beam. My hotel was very close to that. And again, check that card in end scene if you want to see my review of that particular room. But here you can see beautifully landscaped and immaculately kept lawn. And then we're going to kind of try and keep this person out of the view because, again, don't like putting people in the video if I can help it. And as we approach the front of the Grand Floridian villas, you'll get a nice sense of what this looks like from the side, as well as having that monorail also visible. I'm pretty sure I got one more shot of it. But here coming into view is more of the immaculate landscaping. Over to the right of the monorail beam, that actually is the spa, which I never actually went into or filmed on either of these videos. But this is the entrance from a different vantage point. And you can see very opulent, everything's covered. But now we're going to come back to the crossroads, so to speak, and then work our way down towards the monorail location, as well as where the splash pad is. So if you have smaller children and don't want them to utilize the main pool, this would be the pathway that you could take to bring them there, or you could just cut through the pool. But since this is the way that I would take every day for the monorail, I figured I would film this and end the video over by the splash pad, giving you an idea of multiple ways to get to that. And then again, landscaping, because why not? It looks very nice. Even though there is a lot of the Florida grass and not what I'm used to, which is kind of a thinner, fluffier, softer grass. And there, monorail once again. So as you saw, 3-4 different times in this short video, monorails going by. So if you like monorails, this is definitely a hotel to consider. And right there, this is a different vantage point of the Grand Floridian proper. You can see there is some scaffolding up because, as I mentioned before, there was work being done here. And then kind of facing the parking lot. Everything here was super nice, super clean, as you might expect from a Disney property. And right here, you can see some of the ride vehicles that the cast would use as they are transporting people around the Grand Floridian proper, because it is a much larger hotel footprint than the villas is. And I will have a video showing you that if you're interested. Sadly, same audio issue as this video. So hopefully I will have figured out how to get a dub track under that so that you don't just have to listen to me. But here is yet another vantage point as we approach the splash pad for the villas. Over on the right-hand side, that gate is for the pool itself for the villas. And here we go. Can kind of see from a different vantage point. You kind of see the rock hiding in the background there. And we might have just missed the giant hatter dropping its water onto the splash pad itself. Here are your pool rules in case you are wondering. And then we will end things off for this video with the splash pad for the villas at the Grand Floridian. Hopefully you have enjoyed this walkthrough as much as I enjoyed filming it, and hope to see you in the future for other videos.